Alex Thompson. I am the Director of Promotions at the one, the only Downtown Freeport Business Association in the city of Freeport, which is the life of the island.
Okay. I think people that are watching will think that downtown is the only place on the island that has something going on.
No, but
well, we have so much more happening across the city of Freeport.
Focus Forward is recorded most of the time. It's where all the activity is. It's where UB has moved downtown. The GB Port Authority is there. The Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau, which sponsors this show, How We Love, is also downtown.
Okay, but what about places like Port Lacaya Marketplace?
I love Port Lacaya.
And the Port Lacaya Marketplace Association.
The Port Lacaya Market Association is a great association.
Seahorse Road and Seahorse Plaza, the businesses out by Caravel
They're
Beach,
wonderful.
Queens Highway, Settlers Way.
All the time.
So you buy local shop at home?
Every day.
At all of these places?
Listen, right here. Knott's Closet.
So next
right
time,
here,
give them a shout out.
Okay, all of them. But I am part of the Downtown Freeport Business Association, and Focus Forward is about all the positive things happening here in the city of Freeport. So we talk about everything, not just downtown. I'm just letting people know where I am.
Right, because she is very biased. So we know that. We know that she is very biased, guys. So it is what it is. But of course, the city of Freeport is where it's at, and we know that, right?
Of course.
Exactly.
And we're looking at
how much billions of dollars going in the ground in investment now?
Over $3 billion.
Yes. And it's real, guys. Jump in your cars, go and ride. And if you don't know where to go, pull up the Invest Grand Bahama projects map. Go to investgrandbahama.com, look for the projects map, look at all of the projects, and look at the project updates so that you can see exactly what's happening in your city. And you may be able to find some opportunities for yourself. Maybe a spin-off business.
I'm still going to be there.
Something to be able to support exactly what's happening here. And we're coming very, very close to that big launch and grand opening of the Carnival Celebration Key. That new cruise port.
Right there.
We're right there. Literally at this point, just a few weeks away.
I tell them right there.
A few weeks away. So we'll see how it goes. But definitely looking forward to all of the great things happening in the city of Freeport. And of course, if you're watching the show, make sure that you share it with someone that doesn't know about it or haven't watched it in a while so that they can know what's happening in the city of Freeport. Now, we're going to be continuing with our hurricane preparedness series. And of course, we're bringing all of the experts to the table, the oval table. I have to say that because she would correct me for every time.
Have you started your hurricane preparedness?
Absolutely.
This is like our third show on
before June 1st.
Okay.
Yes. But we want to encourage other people to be able to do that. And of course, once we have the right people around the oval table, we can make sure that the right information is being shared so that you too can be prepared. Should we have a storm, we really don't want to have one, and we're praying that that doesn't happen. But of course, it does not hurt to be prepared. So today, for the very first time here on Focus Forward, I am so delighted to be able to say welcome to some new guests that we've never had before on the show. And of course, that also means new information, right? And so, no, everybody doesn't come to the show to eat, Alex. Goodness. Y'all feed this lady, please. Somebody send Alex some food. So we want to welcome for the first time to the show from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Superintendent of Police, Stephen Roll. Very excited to have you, sir, and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of Freeport.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Grand Bahama.
Yes, Grand Bahama. And of course, we also want to welcome the Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Javon Richards. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here. Of Grand Bahama. Thank you so much. Yes. I mean, it's all about Grand Bahama, Alex. Is it about anything else? No, it's not. Oh, okay.
I like to hear it.
I believe you.
I like to hear you say it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. I'll try my best. Just for this lady. And of course, we want to welcome the Chief Meteorologist Officer from the Bahamas Department of Meteorology in Grand Bahama Island, Mr. Orson Nixon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
He's the chief. That means you're in charge.
Yes. So this is the person we need to make sure that we're hearing from, right?
I got a hot button question for you.
Oh, goodness.
You're a little far from the hot seat, but I could reach, my fire could reach that far. You know, as long as you have a
reach. You have a reach. Right. You have low reach. Yes. All right, so let's just get into some discussions. Of course, we're talking about hurricane preparedness. Everybody wants to be prepared. Some people know how. Some people want to be able to do it better than they did last time. Some people are a little bit afraid when we come into the season, but we believe that information is key so that persons can be equipped. And so, Superintendent Rule, if I can just start with you, what are some of the essential preparations from your perspective that persons should make when it comes to preparing themselves during the season?
Yes, good morning. I'm Grand Bahama. Good morning, Mr. Whittingham, Ms. Thompson. Thanks again for having us. First, I want to say, on behalf of our Mr. James, who's the East Grand Bahama, and by extension, Ms. Shanta Knowles, for having us this morning. But I hear a question, and I want to refer that question to Mr. Richards, who works close with NEMA, and he'll be able to say exactly what are those preparations for Grand Bahama residents itself during hurricane time.
Okay. Yes, good morning again. Working along with the DRM, it gives me the opportunity just to actually look and see, to prepare myself personally, because a lot of us don't know the frame of mind that we go as we work during hurricanes, and we're really afraid that we don't have any for this season.
Right.
But the season is kind of active. Well, Mr. Nixon will probably speak to that later on. But we can never overly prepare. It's best for us to have it and don't need it, and then need it and don't have it. So with that being said, you could actually start off by preparing at home. Have yourself a set of canned goods and food to last for about 5 days. Also, water is also essential. To have fuel in your vehicles. When it comes to important documents, to have them stored in a plastic container, have it in an elevated area. Also, you'll try to have the debris around your yards move before a hurricane, because they could also become projectiles. We also want you to secure your windows and doors during a hurricane, and to also identify a shelter in case we have to evacuate during our hurricane. That's just a few tips that we want to give out.
Certainly some pretty good tips. And I know that there's some key priorities that the Royal Bahamas Police Force would kind of hold dear. What are some of the things that your team would normally do in preparing for a storm?
Well, right now, our function when it comes to DRM is communication. That's one of our main functions. So right now we have a lot of our satellite phones already in position. We also have our two-way radio that we normally use. We also have a person that is normally in the command center. We also have a command center away from the command center, which is our command center. And that's some of our functions, along with search and rescue during and after a hurricane season.
Okay. All right. So if I may revert back to you, in times of a storm, not only does the police have to respond to any issues or calls relating to a storm, but what about any other emergency calls or any other incidents? How do you handle that?
Alex, I can tell you, the police officers during hurricane time, we respond to basically everything. Okay, on most times during hurricane, you'll have a lot of looting after the hurricane. So we always deploy officers throughout Grand Bahama, throughout the North Bahamas, ones who are affected. And we do our best to ensure that even though hurricane is happening, we still ensure that the community is safe, and we are here to protect each resident and citizen alike.
And so the public can be assured that not only are you well-staffed, but you're well able to address any other concerns that the community or the island may need, even though there is a hurricane happening.
Yeah, in times, I'm sure that the people could see from Grand Bahama, particularly Anabaco, that the police force is equipped to deal with any situation during hurricane and after hurricane.
Now, we know Dorian was a ferocious storm, and we all had to evacuate. You know, has the police force prepared or have new plans in place in case they have to evacuate?
Yeah, we also have a plan in place for evacuation purposes. When nature calls, of course, sometimes it changes, but this time I can say that we are fully prepared. We along with the Defense Force and other agencies, Meteorology Department, we're working closely together to ensure that if a hurricane comes again, we're able to deal with it more even efficiently and try to avoid as less damage as possible if we can help that.
Now, after we would have gone through a storm, and, you know, obviously everybody's waiting for the all clear. And there are persons that already jump in their car and gone riding because they want to see, they want to videotape and all of those kinds of things.
Look at my business.
What would be some of the advice that you would give to persons around that time, right after the storm? What should they do? What should they not do?
Well, we know, like Alex mentioned, there are plenty invest Grand Bahamas downtown, all these new businesses downtown. But she didn't say that the police station is downtown as well.
Oh, yes.
So we're downtown, and we normally deploy officers about the streets of Grand Bahama to try to deter, how I could say it, persons who have nothing to do, just want to be nosy. Now, if you're checking your business places, then maybe we'll allow you to access. But most of the times, it's for essential workers to come and make sure the streets are safe.
Right.
No down power lines or even debris across the street to cause any further incidents. But for the most part, over the years, you find the police in Grand Bahama tends to be a little obedient to that. They listen. But of course, some persons put gasoline in their vehicles and they drive around to see what damage, and just be nosy. But we would advise them during hurricane, wait for the all clear, to avoid any other injuries to either persons or property. Remain home in your safe environment until the all clear is given. Okay, we're going to be in the streets before and after until our other agencies that do their part when it comes to cleaning the streets, any oil spillage. Of course, make sure health is going to be there. Fire branch is going to be there to assess. And you don't want to be on the streets when these things are being done to be an interference to persons working.
Right.
So while you were talking to me, and you tell us stay home. Because like you said, I have a business, so your first thought is, let me go and check my business. So outside of the unruly persons that jump in their car, what are some other key challenges that you deal with post-hurricane?
With that too, for those who remain inside their residence during hurricane and have damages, then we call the police a lot of times to come in the system. Of course, we still go in the system if we're able to access that area. If flooding is not in the area, then we try our best to get to them. Like I say, our main aim is prevention of to protect life and property. And post-hurricane, we have a lot of individuals who will call the police and say they need to get from A to B. And what I want to say to the persons, particularly in Grand Bahama, those who have medical issues, if it's time to evacuate, please leave those outlying areas where you may not be able to be assisted. Move closer inland, even to a shelter. We have officers at the shelter, along with Defense Force officers who assist as well to all of the shelters throughout the Bahamas. So we just want the persons in Grand Bahama to be mindful that we have a job to do, and our job is to ensure that they are safe and their families are safe. Of course, property can be damaged.
Right.
Right.
But you could repair that after the fact.
Right. Make sure I hear you clearly. Yes. One of the key challenges outside of unruly people like to drive around is the fact that we don't heed the warnings, of the meteorologists, of the police officers. And though your job is to protect life, protect property, sometimes we call you when we would have found ourselves in a situation that could have been avoided, which then uses your resources from being able to address other more critical concerns and critical matters.
Right. But you understand what the officers as well, we be up 24/7. We were changing shifts. Some officers work 24 hours straight just to make sure that the persons in Grand Bahama are safe and to avoid any further loss of life.
Okay.
So let me say thank you for everybody for working 24 hours for all those.
We certainly appreciate you guys and all that you have to do, because I believe that there are things that we may not always understand
and take
when it comes to their work. Right.
We assume they're supposed to be on the job.
Right.
All the time.
Right. But there are some things that we need to think about.
If you're driving and you see the road is closed, do not move the barricades.
Right.
To go around the barricades.
I don't do that all the time.
It's closed for a reason. Okay?
That is very dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
I don't do that.
So if it's closed, or if there's a police vehicle parked there, or a police officer parked standing there,
turn around and go back.
Turn around, follow the instructions, go to a safe part. Do not, because we sometimes just want to go and see.
Right.
Okay? But like I said, if your business is downtown, you're a victim of theft, the police officers normally stays in that area to make sure the place is secure until you arrive. Okay? But for the most part, just listen to the advice of the officers and the weather report for all clear, then we're good to go.
Heed the warnings, guys. That is exactly what I'm hearing, and obey. Obey. I think that's the word. But if we can come over to, you feel some fire?
I feel some fire from you. We should talk to the meteorologist right now. That's a big word. That's very strong.
Let's talk to Mr. Orson Nixon. Mr. Nixon, it's a pleasure to have you here with us again. Just give us a brief overview of what your responsibilities are.
Okay, the Bahamas Department of Meteorology is basically responsible for providing information on any weather event that is going to affect the lives of Bahamians and residents and also visitors. So we try to make sure that if there's any extreme event that is going to happen, for instance, in a tropical cyclone, right, that information is readily available, timely, and accurately, and very at peak quality.
Okay, and I like that. Yeah. I like that. Timely, quickly, and at peak quality. And I think that's really important because, you know, when we go into these hurricane seasons or we hear something is about to happen, everybody wants to know what's happening.
Right.
And a lot of times, I believe in the past, we would not always follow some of the local channels or some of the local advice that we would get. We would tune into Mr. Weatherman on YouTube or one of these other international places that may not necessarily be the best place to get the information that we need for where we're at. And so tell us a little bit more and help us to understand some of the jargon. What's the difference between a hurricane watch and a hurricane warning?
Okay. A hurricane watch means that we have 48 hours before potential impact of that system. Now, a warning means that we have 36 hours before potential impact. Then when we get into the alert, now we have an imminent impact that is going to affect some area. And we will outline those areas within the message.
So those areas will be outlined during the warning, the watch.
Watch, warning, and alert.
Okay, so it's reiterated at each stage of it.
Each stage, yes.
And what about for sometimes, you know, we see on the news when you would say there's something out there, you guys will say there's something down south. Should we be paying attention then?
We will always tell you, to continue to monitor because this is the hurricane season, so you have to be vigilant. You cannot just let down your guard, right? Because so far this season we already had 2 systems, and I know most Bahamians are not aware that
we had 2 systems.
2 systems.
Did you where we had 2 systems?
Yes, because I watch Mr. Weatherman. I'm telling you. So I'll tell you. So I think one of the reasons why people watch, and I say Mr. Weatherman because that's just one of them that was popular coming off of Dorian, right? But you want to hear about all of the hurricanes that's happening in the Western Hemisphere because you want to know what may be coming across the Gulf from the other side.
I don't want to hear about those affecting Grand Bahama.
No, but that's the thing. So there's a system that's out now. I don't know if Mr. Nixon wants to be able to share, but there would have been 3 potential systems they would have been looking at over the last 3 to 4 days. One of them is set to go to the northern part, across the northern part of Florida. If it happens, it may be a few days down the road. I'm not the meteorologist. I'm just repeating what I'm seeing, right?
Should be paying attention.
But again, just thinking about what could impact us because it's hurricane season, and sometimes things could come across.
Things do come across.
So where can we go to find out information, or where can I go to find out information from you, Mr. Nixon, and the Bahamas Department of Meteorology?
We do have a website, and also we have social media presence as well.
Okay.
Our website is met.gov.bs. And you can get our link for our Facebook page, and we have a Twitter page as well.
Facebook
and all of your weather updates. We can go to the website and get that information.
We post those to the website and the social media.
Yeah, and you send out, of course, your alerts on your social pages as well. That's what I pay attention to. Now, yes, we have people that do listen to the international stations, but tell the public why is it important that they should pay attention to what you're pushing out for us?
Yes.
Okay. in that regard, all meteorological services has their own local area that they focus on. Now and again, some of them, they will give a general snippet of what is going on elsewhere. But if you want for your area, you should tune in to your local meteorological services to get that information, because they basically focus on that area of their responsibility. And the Department of Meteorology focus on the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Now,
good to know.
I want to find out too, just, I need to know this, because sometimes you'll talk about a hurricane coming or a tropical storm coming, and you go to the store and just people are in a frenzy.
Yes.
Give me a timeline of when I should really go to the store to start shopping for some things, for the things that I don't already have, because I'm hurricane prepared, I'll have you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I've got a bin marked hurricane. I got batteries and candles and lanterns and yes, and
Yeah.
Tigers.
I'm very proud of you.
You should. Now
Yeah.
tell us, when should I go buy some bread and some spaghetti, and when should I go to the store to buy those things? And
Okay.
toilet paper.
Before the season starts, right, you should already start stocking up on some stuff like what the officer indicated.
Right.
You know, your canned goods,
Canned goods.
non-perishable goods, and stuff like that. Right? When you hear that we have issued a watch, then you go and get your little perishable goods. Not ice cream and
No.
stuff like that.
Some
right?
bread, some crackers, some chips, and things like that.
Because if power go off, they're not gonna last.
Right.
Right? So you know your little, like you say, your little chip, your little bread. I'm more of a healthy thing, so it's gonna be some fruits and stuff like that.
you're gonna get your fruits.
And my nuts and that.
I feel the shade over here,
Yeah.
but that's okay. No worries, no worries. We want to make sure you understand, but I just need to know when I can go get those between my fruits and my little Twinkies, when I'm supposed to go get them.
Yeah, so you don't have to do a mad dash to the food store.
Because we should have it already.
You already have most of your stuff, so it's just the last minute little
stuff.
stuff.
No
Those little
frenzy.
perishables that you do want, like the bread and
So
those
yeah,
kinds of
so
things.
the businesses don't have to call the police to do crowd control.
Which y'all also have to do sometimes, pre-hurricane.
So we know about the hurricanes. We've seen, I believe at this point, one of the most powerful windstorms in our history, which would have been Matthew, and then of course one of the most powerful water storms, which would have been Dorian. But we've also seen in some other areas where there would have been tornadoes, maybe not in our area or on our island, but there would have been tornadoes that people would have reported or said that they would have seen at certain times. Are there any hazards or significant hazards that we could expect to see possibly with some of these storms? You know, everybody's talking about this heightened climate change and things are different now.
Right.
So what can we expect here in Grand Bahama, Northern Bahamas in particular?
Okay, with climate change, we are starting to see stronger hurricanes. We're starting to see what we call rapid intensification, means that the system go from one stage to the next in a very short period of time, right? That is partly due to climate change. You get warmer sea temperature water, so that is the main source of energy for most of these systems. That's why when they go over land, they start to die. Right? So what you're gonna end up seeing, and most of these tornadoes, when they occur, they normally occur in the rain bands, like more or less like on the outskirts, because the winds near the eye is very strong. So it's not a good environment for tornadoes to form. So they tend to form when you see those rain bands coming through.
Okay.
So if you hear saying, okay, expect some rain bands, be prepared also for possibly a tornado being embedded in that.
Now, what would you tell us
Stay
to do?
inside.
I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna say, 'cause
Yeah.
we don't have a basement to go in. So what should Bahamians do if there's a threat of a tornado?
Okay, some of the safer places would be in a doorway, in the bathroom, in the tub, or you can. Anyway, Bahamians use the kind of tech, so you could try to go under the bed.
Okay.
But I wouldn't recommend that too much.
Okay.
But
Okay.
mainly between the doorways and in the bathtub.
All right.
doorways and bathtubs. It's very interesting. Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing. So we just want to get around to our last thoughts before we wrap up this particular segment. So, Officer Rule, Superintendent Rule, anything that you want to share really quickly with our guests before we wrap up?
I heard Chief spoke about sending out warnings to residents via social media and different websites. But during that, we also assist them with going to door to door once we get the warning to try to advise residents to leave. Of course, that's a challenge. A lot of them don't want to leave. They normally tell us, well, it's only a warning. Ain't nothing happening yet, so we can stay until the time comes. Then it'll be too late. They'll be the first call for assistance.
Right.
But like I said, just take heed to the warning given by the department, and we did to assist them in any way we can.
And we certainly appreciate that. Assistant Superintendent Richards, any final thoughts?
Yes, just want to also let the public know to please adhere to those warnings. Warnings are important, especially when it comes from the Met Office itself. So I just want to please let them adhere to the warnings given.
Definitely.
Yes.
And Mr. Nixon, from the Meteorology Department, we know that we need to go to the website, follow the social media, follow our local channels to be able to get the information that we need. Anything else from you, sir?
Yes. With the warnings and all clear, normally when we issue the all clear is mainly for first responders, DRM, the police officers to go out and assess and to make sure that there no danger or hazard for the regular resident. So when we issue the all clear, please be mindful that the first responders need to go there and clear everything. And then after, you can venture out.
Right, afterwards. So take your time. All of our social media people that we know want to be a part of what's happening and they want to be able to share information with everybody. Wait for the all clear, then allow the first responders to be able to go out. We want to thank our guests so much for being with us today. We truly appreciate it. No, I didn't intentionally. But you'll be here with me in just a few minutes, so we'll talk about you a little bit later, Alex. But we want to thank you guys so much for joining us as well. Again, make sure to share this information with others as we continue to do our preparedness tasks for this hurricane season. Let's plan and prepare together. So we're going to take a quick break. We have so much more. We'll be right back right after these messages.
I want to welcome you to Blue Bar. It is located in Bell Channel, right next to upstairs. I think that everyone in Grand Bahama should have this fabulous experience. We are the only bar stroke pub, and we have a beautiful view on the canal. That's what makes us special. Boaters can come up and enjoy our atmosphere. People can walk in and enjoy nice music, good food, great service. We want to encourage people to come down, even if they want to do a party or have a club meeting. This is an ideal spot for you. If you come in and there's a song you want to hear Kenny Rogers, you want to hear Sade, you come and you say to us, hey, can you play this? And we do that for you. We're here to please you. We want to invite you down to Bar Blue. You have to come and have this experience. We're a unique bar in Grand Bahama.
Welcome to Freeport, the reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investments. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments. We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
Hi, everyone. everyone, and welcome back to Grand Bahamas Best Talk Show. Focus Forward, we are having a wonderful day. Our top segment was all about the Hurricane Preparedness Series, and we had members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force and also, yes, of Grand Bahama Island. Let me make sure I have it all together. And of course, we had the Chief Meteorologist from the Department of Meteorology here in Grand Bahama. And we had some wonderful discussions with them. So if you missed it, make sure to take the opportunity to be able to rewind, go and watch it, and tune into the wonderful information that they had to share in terms of hurricane preparedness. I will acknowledge you like your teacher would. Yes, Alex?
Okay, you didn't get the chance in the first half to ask me my final thoughts. And I just want to say that my final thoughts is y'all need to listen and pay attention.
Okay.
The meteorologists and the police officers, they want you to know, stay inside.
Yes.
Stop driving around.
Yes.
And know that they have police officers stationed in the different areas to protect your businesses.
Yes.
And leave when they say leave.
Okay.
Because you're causing them come to get y'all and they could be protecting our stores. So listen, pay attention.
Absolutely.
That's my final thought.
Somebody put Alex in the hot seat today.
Yeah.
But very good advice. And I think they hammered that point home.
Yes.
And it's very important. It's very, very important.
to listen.
So thank you very much for your wrap up. We appreciate that.
We can go on with the show now.
Now we can move on. We couldn't do it before.
No, not
Now we
before.
can move on. But we're so excited to be able to have another conversation, another opportunity to welcome the Business Development Manager at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Mrs. LaShawn Dames, who is going to be talking to us about something so very exciting. So let's just get into the conversation. Mrs. Dames, welcome back to the show. And I know it's going to be some good stuff today.
Hello, Glenda. Hello, Alex. It's
you bring
always
money?
a pleasure. Did not. But I have something that is just as valuable.
Something that is just as good. And we also want to welcome to the show with us Miss Lisa Cardella, who is the creative consultant of Crafters Academy. And I believe Mrs. Dames and Miss Cardella are working together. So Miss Cardella, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, jazz hands for you. Oh, that's jazz hands. This is a round of applause.
Okay.
A round of applause for you. Yes, definitely.
You guys are a lot today. All right, I love the energy. So Mrs. Dames, let's talk about Source Direct Market Week. This is a big deal.
Okay.
It's not here in the Bahamas.
It's not here in the Bahamas, and yes, it is a huge deal. Source Direct at ASD is the largest and most comprehensive gathering of manufacturers, business-to-business opportunities, distributors, vendors, you name it. You can find every product for any type in the retail industry at Source Direct.
I want to go.
I know, right?
Buy a ticket. Buy a ticket.
I know,
Let's talk more about this. Come on, I'm excited
And
now.
as we know, the economy on Grand Bahama, well, throughout the Bahamas, but primarily I'm focusing on Grand Bahama for today, we are a consumer-heavy market, right? And so our shop owners and business owners, they need to find the products, the equipment, the tools, the supplies, whatever it is that they need to make sure that we can come in and just walk in and purchase.
Buy local and shop at home.
Buy local and shop at home. So Source Direct gives them the best opportunity to meet with hundreds and hundreds of retailers. Retailers, I'm saying retailers because they buy, but primarily wholesalers, distributors, so that they can get the best prices, to have the best profit margins, to find the most comprehensive variety of items to source. And they can do all of that at Source Direct, all in one space, over a couple of days. They can make the most of matchmaking opportunities for businesses, excellent networking opportunities. And so it's that one place during the year that we've not been able to do since the storm. And so we're revitalizing that project and bringing it back. So it's going to be huge this year.
So the Grand Bahama Port Authority is going to Source Direct, ASD, for sure, and we'll have a presence there.
We are going to have a presence there.
What about licensees?
Okay, so we are going to extend that call to licensees. We kind of dropped a little tidbits here and there, but we're going to be sending out an e-blast to all of our licensees. Primarily, we want to focus on those that are in the retail sector. You will have an opportunity, if you choose to travel, and guess where? Well, it's always in Las Vegas. It's in Las Vegas. For me, Las Vegas during the summertime is not the best because of the weather.
We'll be inside.
But
Be inside.
we'll be inside. We'll be nice and sheltered from the heat. But it's an excellent opportunity. So if you are a business owner selling products to consumers locally, you want to get on this bandwagon because at the event, we are going to coordinate. So as long as you take care of your travel arrangements and accommodations for the trip while you're there, we will coordinate your registration so you have access to the full showroom floor, and it is definitely huge.
Free registration.
Free
to
registration.
the showroom floor.
But not just that, because you can register for free to attend the event. Along with that registration comes a lot of other perks if you're a part of our group. So there are matchmaking opportunities, there are networking, receptions, meetings, there are floor training sessions. Like, for example, you have persons who engage in retail arbitrage where they're selling online, and so they can source their items really cheaply, get them shipped in, and then send them out online. You have working sessions for those, workshops, sorry, for those types of engagement. But there's just so much more. You have a community, so we'll go there. We will we'll
be there together.
We will organize the meetings with those key vendors. So if you're looking to
Say I want to sell some of these.
strengthen your supply chain, right? Rather than going through various channels, we know what's going on with the global trade dilemma, right? And so now you have an opportunity to source from various locations. So it's not just the U.S. market anymore. Even though this event is taking place in the U.S., you have vendors, manufacturers, private labeling, contract manufacturers from all over the world that are going to be at this event. You can connect one-on-one. They can understand the products and the items that you need, create an outline that best supports what it is that you do, so that you have the best advantage when you get back home here to Freeport.
Now, I know Alex wants to jump in, so I'll say something really quickly so that she can get her turn.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right?
Oh, yes.
But I don't want us to gloss over the fact that this is a benefit to the GBPA licensees.
So this
Talk
is
a little bit about that.
This is a huge benefit to GBPA licensees. So I'll share really quickly. There are two sides to this for GBPA. For GBPA, we are there for the purpose of promoting Grand Bahama as a jurisdiction for manufacturing, for value addition, for supply chains, for distribution, as a distribution hub. So that's one point. For our licensees, we are taking you there to give you the exposure to these thousands of vendors that are going to be exhibiting there that you can meet one-on-one with. You can have your one-on-one matchmaking sessions. You get to see the types of products that they provide, and it's literally from every sector of the retail industry. So you're looking at whether it's fashion and apparel, it's fragrances, cosmetics, you name it, health and beauty, whether it is in construction supplies, whether it is in auto supplies, home goods, every sector of the economy that we have that is in retail, you can find hundreds of vendors there offering you the best prices. Because you're looking at different markets to strengthen and shore up your supply chain, you have options like you would not believe. And so it's an excellent opportunity for licensees who are looking to do just that. Maybe you want to switch vendors. Maybe you're just looking at backup vendors. Maybe you want to try and get reduced rates. So numerous reasons why you would want to attend this show, but trust me, for whatever your purposes are, you will find it there.
Right.
Can we talk now?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, go. Please go ahead. Not much, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna give spitfire questions. You
Go
can
ahead.
spitfire answers.
Okay.
This is for the licensees of the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Yes.
Okay.
However, we will not discourage someone that is not a licensed, because maybe you're looking to get into business. Hey, I'm going to welcome you aboard. I'm going to give you a first-hand tour. I'm going to hold your hand while we're there, because when you come back, I want you to be a licensee.
All right, then
There we go.
That was the second part of that question.
Okay, go ahead.
So if I'm just thinking of becoming a licensee, I can get on board.
Absolutely.
Number two, you said as long as we take care of our travel and accommodations. Now, does that mean that you have curated a special rate if we book through you, or we have to book that on our own?
You can book it on your own. What we can do is share with you You can find this information on the ASD website. So they have curated a list of hotels that will be in close proximity to where the convention center is. So it's happening at the Las Vegas Convention Center. And there are hotels right in that area that you may want to look at and book. If you book through that site, you're going to get special rates, just like we're going to get those rates, right? So the difference with traveling with us is we're going to have access to a number of benefits because we're coming as a group. So we're going to have private tours that are going to be we're going to have private tours that we will host with our vendors. We're going to have those matchmaking opportunities where we're going to, once we tell them who we're bringing and what sector they're in, they're going to help us to line up some tours specifically with those particular types of vendors. And then, of course, there are the receptions afterwards. So our group will have the opportunity to participate in these receptions that are either happening on the showroom floor or after the event. And then, of course, there are the workshops that are happening during the event. Those will be free as well. So there are some perks to connecting with us and traveling as a part of our group versus traveling independently.
And connecting with you means picking up the phone,
just
calling,
giving us a call,
and say, hey, we want to go.
Right.
Very simple.
And you all work all that out.
Exactly.
Is it that simple?
It's that simple.
No, is it really that simple?
It is that simple.
What's the number?
350-9000.
Did y'all hear that?
I love, I love how you said that.
Yes.
350-9000.
Yes. I just want to make sure it's that simple.
It's that simple.
Yes. I pick up the phone.
It's always that simple.
I dial 350.
This is GBPA you're dealing with.
9000.
Exactly.
I'd like to speak to LaShawn Dames. I'll connect you. Beep. LaShawn Dames, I would like to travel to ASD with you guys.
Or just send me an email, ldames@gbpa.com.
I'm going to do it when we go to break.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm not done yet.
Sounds like a fantastic opportunity. You're not done yet?
Question.
One more question. Yes.
Okay, so this is it. How long is the event for?
So the event is happening August 3rd through 6th, and once again, we're going to send out an e-blast to all of our licensees, inviting them to be a part of it. So it's August 3rd through 6th in Las Vegas, and yeah, August 3rd through 6th. Showtime or showroom floor is usually starts at 9 until about 5. So this is a working trip. So we're going to be working. In fact, I may second a couple of y'all to just hang with me at the booth to make sure that, you know, we have all kinds of people, because it gets crowded. It gets crowded, and we have a small queue where persons are saying, oh, well, tell me a little bit about Freeport, and I'm engaged with someone. Mr. Newbold is going to be there. He's engaged with someone. So, yeah, we need a couple of mouths, you know, to tell them exactly how great it is to invest in Freeport.
We won't be recording Focus Forward between August 3rd and the 6th.
I guess
possibly August 1st, because I need to prepare for the trip, and then a couple days after the 6th, I got to get press for the trip and go through what I'm doing.
There you go. She's planning. She's ready.
I see that. I see that. American Airlines. Go and get your ticket.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Yeah, because she's ready. She's ready.
She's
ready.
ready.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dames. Before we move on to Crafters Academy, is there anything final that you'd like to share regarding SourceDirect ASD, or anything that you think that our viewers or listeners need to know?
So once you see the email, please, if you want to be a part of it, go ahead and just send a reply email back and say, I want to be a part of this. Tell me what I need, and we'll go ahead and shoot you a quick checklist. We will register your name, and we'll be looking for your name on the back end in terms of, because we're liaising directly with the organizers at the event. So we're going to ask them to please just share with us any Grand Bahama names that have registered, so that we can make sure that we're looking out to ensure that you have a great time while you're there. Not only that you make the best of the opportunity, but that you enjoy the time as well.
I love it.
Yes.
It's Vegas. How could you not enjoy the
Go
time?
to work.
You know?
Thinking about fun.
Yeah, and then, no, but I'm saying, even after work, obviously, you still want to engage. There will be those networking opportunities, and that is really important. So that's what you want to be a part of.
Working.
Be very productive. Make it a productive trip.
We want to make it productive.
We'll see what happens. We'll see.
Be
We'll see what happens. I do not believe Focus Forward is going to be there, but you can check the social media pages for the Grand Bahama Port Authority so that you can get the information that you need. Okay? Fantastic. So thank you so much, Mrs. Dames, for that. But of course, we want to come over to Crafters Academy, and we still want to speak with both of you, Mrs. Dames and Ms. Cardello. We really want to hear more about Crafters Academy now. We had Crafters Academy on the show before.
I believe we had
We
conversations
previewed
around the first the first sessions of training that we would have done back in, was that in April? March,
earlier
April?
this year, yeah. But so much more has been going on.
Yes.
And of course, we want to hear all about it. So where do we begin? Tell us about Crafters Academy and what's happening, Ms. Cardella.
Yes.
Well, okay, Crafters Academy, thanks to the Grand Bahama Port Authority, it's an initiative really to strengthen the artisan community in Grand Bahama. And we hope to do that by creating a strong network of artisans, whereby through community, we can create a strong reputation, a strong network of skills and advisors for each other, and just to realize that competition can, cooperation can be independent of competition, basically.
I love that. I love that, definitely. Now, I know, bring us back, Ms. Dames, when we talked about the very first Crafters Academy workshop. Tell us about that, and then we want to hear what else has been going on.
Okay. Actually, Lisa will probably be the best person to speak on this because she has actually been, she has been the facilitator for the workshops.
I have for our first 2 workshops, but our goal also is to pull in expertise from other areas as well, so that will be coming up. We'll talk about that later. Our first workshop was one on making painted coasters. And what we try to do is...
We need some coasters here for...
Yes, to protect this lovely table. And we feel like everything tells a story, and everything is an opportunity to share our heritage and our culture. And that's one of the things that we talk about with all of our attendees, no matter what workshop we're dealing with, because we want Crafters Academy to be a space where more and more of our artisans realize that you don't have to follow what the market is doing, you can lead the way. And being Bahamian and sharing what being Bahamian means to you is a very personal thing, and that can come through in your artisanship. So our first workshop was Introduction to Painted Wooden Coasters. And for that, we used slices of casuarina trees. So what we end up with and what we talk about is creating crafts that are sustainable, that are gentle with our environment, that are safe. We talk a lot about safety protocols as a crafter, because sometimes that's overlooked. Right. So that was the first workshop. The second workshop was...
Coconut bowls.
Oh, going coconuts, yeah.
I missed the coconut. Very nice. I missed the coconut bowls.
Yeah, oh, well, I'm sure we'll have some...
We'll do it again.
We'll do it again
Just
at some
not
point.
between August 3rd and 6th.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I heard you have something else.
Yeah, something else going on.
So going coconuts, again, there's the recurring theme again. We were using a raw material that's available locally, that's often looked at as refuse, as something to throw in the trash. And we opened the eyes of all of our attendees because they realized just taking a discarded piece of coconut can turn into a useful craft that, whether it's for holding jewelry or actually using in food, tableware, we taught them the skills for that.
So the coconut that we crack open and eat the jelly and coconut and make gully wash out of.
Yeah.
So that pile of coconuts on the side of my yard.
It's an asset.
It is.
I tell my husband all the time, we gotta find something to do with
At
all
every
this coconut.
stage.
I mean, this is just too much going to waste.
And that's one of the
get the
things,
water.
exactly, that's one of the things we found too, that every part of the coconut can be used. So in our case, of course, initially you're using it for the coconut water and the coconut jelly, exactly. But then we use the coconut bark for farming. Once that's taken off, local farmers can use that. And then we use the coconut shell itself. In our case, we were using it for bowls, but you know, I'm sure you've all seen.
I might ask you the bowls, maybe a little, you know, little off question, but it's an actual bowl can hold things.
Yeah.
Yes,
I can
yes.
put the milk and cereal in
Salad, anything.
There you
yes,
go.
yeah.
I'm short on bowls right now in my house.
But you have a whole pile of coconuts outside, right?
There's too much coconuts. When I've been in my house, my husband cracks at least a dozen coconuts every 2 weeks. So you can imagine the years of piles of coconuts.
Exactly.
We always say the person who moves in next door is, you know, gonna have a coconut lot.
And a lot of coconuts.
So, but I like this. So this was open to all persons in Grand Bahama?
Yes, absolutely. What normally happens is through LaShawn's department, she creates all of the publicity. As soon as we found that as soon as we announce a new class, it gets subscribed
Literally.
to.
Oversubscribed.
Within 24
really.
hours.
Yeah.
So this is not a first
be
run.
quick next time.
Yeah, so this is not going to be a first run. This is not going to be a one-off.
No.
You're going to be doing this.
Yes.
Right.
These series
Yes.
Right.
So
of educational workshops.
What can we expect to be coming up next?
So our next workshop is
salad
actually no. I'll sign up for the conch salad eating workshop. But our next workshop is called Crafting Couture. And basically, yes, intriguing, right? That's a workshop where we will be collaborating with local high fashion designers, and they will design straw bags that are embellished and have unique designs that our workshop will then work with creating. Because what we also want to point out to people, to our artisan community, is that sometimes when people think I can earn a living from crafts, they think that has to translate to I'm going to own a booth.
Right.
That's great. That is one thing you can do. But even as a booth owner, there are steps along the line that you can incorporate and need help with other artisans within the community, and this is one of them. So if you have a handcrafted straw bag, you can have a whole network of people who are
Involved in the
designing,
value
embellishing the design on that straw bag, exactly, in the value chain.
So what does it mean now when we have persons learning these skills? So now they know how to make coasters, they know how to do coconut bowls, we have some other things coming up. What happens to the coconut bowls and everything else that's made? What is it something that they're doing? Are they selling themselves? Like what's the ultimate goal with building or creating all of these pieces?
So the ultimate goal is to, like I said, create a strong base of Grand Bahamian artisans so that down the line, in time, we can be the leading, the top of mind reference when it comes to where do I get a handcrafted item that's authentically Bahamian, that tells a story that resonates with me, and that's high quality.
In Grand Bahama.
In Grand Bahama.
Exactly. Where can we find the artisans that are gifted, that are trained, that are knowledgeable? Grand Bahama.
Grand Bahama.
So question, is there a membership fee? Is there a cost for this workshop?
There's a cost, and the cost is, at the moment, all underwritten by the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Well, thank you, Grand Bahama Port Authority.
It'll be free.
That's right. That's right.
She said free.
Yeah.
Free.
Because it's an investment in Grand Bahama's future.
Well, correct.
One artisan at a time.
It's free to the artisans now.
Yes.
Right.
But it's all paid for, sponsored,
Exactly.
supported by the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
That's
Because someone
right.
has to provide materials. The
Correct.
persons that are doing the course,
Yes.
they have to provide a room with air conditioning, you know, sometimes some tools and different things like that.
Absolutely.
And so we would have learned how to do these things. Glenda, you would have thought, like what you said, the ultimate goal is to making sure people know that we have, you know, the gifted and talented people here. Now, do you teach them then how to sell their product and market their product, you know, to the world? Because you know we're all about 242 to the world.
Exactly. So that's definitely an aspect of what we want to create. So during our workshops, we have a small segment where we have a guest speaker come in to talk about those types of larger marketing and business-related issues. Because we basically have two types of participants in our workshops. We have the people who are just curious, interested and curious, and then we have people who are maybe already in business in this field and want to sharpen their skills or learn a new skill. And then the third interaction is the benefit that they get from networking with each other.
Right.
There's a lot of that happens in these workshops.
All right, so then let me ask another question for you then. So is this something that's going to be ongoing by the GBPA? Is there an end time frame, or is it just another initiative that the Grand Bahama Port Authority is offering to the Grand Bahama residents? I know Ian Roll is always about, you know, making sure that his residents are skilled, so that people look at Grand Bahama and they can proudly say, this is what we have to offer. Our people here are skilled and exposed, you know, not at different areas.
Okay, so in the context of Crafters Academy, the Small Business Bureau has taken the initiative to sponsor the series of workshops workshop. One, because it empowers the local artisans. It creates a community, but it also opens new doors for them to be able to do things for themselves. Those that are not in business, we're encouraging them to get in business. Now remember, of that more than $3 billion of investment that is on the plate for Grand Bahama, more than 1.8 billion of that is targeted within the tourism sector. So there are opportunities, and what we're doing is empowering the artisans, whether they are new, whether they are coming into it. We're empowering them to take advantage of those opportunities. We are broadening and creating value chains within the craft sector. And so this really is a tool of empowerment, not just for now, but into the future.
Okay, well, I love that. And of course, as we look into the future, we want to see what the future looks like for Crafters Academy, and we're hoping that we can get some more information about this as time goes on. We want to see some videos. Maybe we have Focus Forward go there to just pop on in so that we can talk to some of these artisans
better
and
yet,
the ones that are
participants.
Yes, well, we can do that.
What'd you say? What did you say?
We will be participants, and we'll see if we can get someone to come and probably take some video or some photos of us
to read you the
doing
song.
that. So you register us within the 24 hours. Alex is going to register us for the next one, and let's see what we can do there. I'm definitely interested, I have to be honest. I'm really intrigued by this. I missed the coconut bowls.
Hands will work.
But next, of course they will. And we'll see how things will go. But thank you guys so much for being with us. Certainly a pleasure to talk about Source Direct, ASD, and Crafters Academy. And of course, we want you guys to be prepared. Everything that's happening in the city of Freeport right now is just so amazing. So how are you preparing yourself to be a part of what's happening here? You're living here, you're experiencing it here, and if you're not and you do want to be a part, you can be a GBPA licensee. Reach out to us, 350-9000. Speak to someone in the Invest Grand Bahama unit in Ms. Dames's department so that you can get some additional information about how you can do business in Freeport from anywhere around the world. Thank you guys again. And we're so excited to say...
So we can't change the song, so it's not, I believe the children are the future. We can say, I believe the crafters are the future.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know any more of the song.
That's a remix. That's a good remix. I didn't know you had some skills and talents, Alex.
I have, you don't know.
Okay, we will learn.
Yeah. Stay tuned,
not on
Focus
air
Forward.
because I don't know what we're gonna get. But thank you so much. We had a really good show today, and we want to thank you guys for being with us as well. We also want to send out a very special thank you to some of our loyal viewers. We've been getting so much notes, and Alex has been taking pictures and all that sort of thing. We just want to say to all of our loyal viewers, thank you for joining us on Focus Forward and continue to share the show. But we just want to highlight one of the viewers or the husband and wife team that would have come this week to us, Mr. Gladstone Moon McPhee. Everybody knows Coach McPhee, and of course, Mrs. Daisy McPhee as well. Thank you guys so much for joining us each and every week and being some loyal supporters of this show. We really, really appreciate you. Alex, great show today.
It was a good show.
It was a good show. We want to thank our sponsors, Invest Grand Bahama, Visible Changes, Looking Fabulous, OMG Couture, K-Beauty, everyone, Creative Eye, everybody that continues to support us throughout this journey. We really, really appreciate you guys. And until next time, I'm Gwendia Sweeting.
And I am the one and only Alex Thompson,
informing you on the positive things that happen when you focus forward.
Listening to Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. Like us on Facebook at Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau to stay updated. And drop a business card at the Grand Bahama Port Authority receptionist desk to have your business featured on our show. Tune in next Thursday, same time, same place, for Focus Forward.